Monks are supposed to live a life free from worldly desires. But there's one monk who stands in stark contrast to this ideal. Not only did he live to the age of 270, but he also led an extravagantly luxurious life in his temple, completely unlike the usual humble existence of a monk. This monk even had a close friendship with a bear yokai, and perhaps his longevity was a gift from this very yokai. This monk is none other than the greediest monk in Journey to the West, Elder Jinchi. In today's video, we continue the journey of Sun Wukong and Sanzang. Now, with the white dragon horse joining them, they will face the challenge of Elder Jinchi. I'm Mr. Yao, and welcome to the Legend Yokai channel. When Sanzang set out from the Tang dynasty to journey west for the scriptures, Guang gave him two sacred treasures, a jeweled Kasaya and a 9-ringed staff. As they passed near Black Wind Mountain, Sun Wukong, mischievous as ever, played with his master's jeweled Kasaya. The Kasaya shone with a golden light, catching the attention of a nearby black bear Guang, who immediately set his sights on stealing it. 6 miles from Black Wind Mountain stood Guang Temple, overseen by an elderly monk, Elder Jinchi. Although he was a monk, Elder Jinchi was infatuated with wealth and luxury. He had lavishly decorated Guang Temple with various extravagant items, clearly straying far from the pure and simple life expected of monks. Sun Wukong and Sanzang passed by Guang Temple and decided to stay for the night. Sanzang explained their purpose to the monks at the temple. Upon hearing that Sanzang had come all the way from the Tang dynasty, the monks dared not be negligent and quickly invited their abbot, Elder Jinchi, to greet him. Elder Jinchi welcomed Sanzang and Sun Wukong. As he looked them over, he noticed that neither appeared particularly wealthy, and he immediately felt a sense of superiority. While hosting Sanzang, he took the opportunity to boast about the temple's various luxurious items, such as teapots and cups, subtly belittling Sanzang in his casual conversation. Elder Jinchi's disdain for Sanzang's actions infuriated Sun Wukong. When Elder Jinchi boasted about his age of 270 years, Sanzang expressed astonishment, while Sun Wukong scoffed, saying that such an age only warranted him the status of a grandson. Elder Jinchi had never been ridiculed like this before, and suppressing his anger, he asked Sanzang if he had brought any treasures from the Tang dynasty, secretly hoping to mock their apparent poverty. Sanzang explained that their purpose was to travel west for the scriptures and that they had brought no treasures with them. Unable to tolerate Elder Jinchi's arrogance, Sun Wukong interjected, mentioning that his master possessed a treasure, the jeweled Kasaya given to him by Guang. Upon hearing about the Kasaya, Elder Jinchi smugly claimed to have nearly 1,000 Kasayas in his collection, insisting there was none he had not seen. He then ordered his disciples to take Sanzang and Sun Wukong to his treasure vault to admire his Kasayas. Upon arriving at Elder Jinchi's treasure vault, he proudly began to showcase his collection of Kasayas. However, Sun Wukong dismissed them with disdain. Ignoring his master's warnings, he insisted on bringing out Sanzang's jeweled Kasaya for Elder Jinchi to see. As soon as the Kasaya was revealed, its radiant golden light mesmerized Elder Jinchi. Elder Jinchi held the Kasaya in his hands, refusing to return it to Sanzang. He repeatedly begged Sanzang to lend it to him for just one night, promising to return it the next day. Reluctantly, Sanzang, aware that he needed to stay the night, agreed to Elder Jinchi's request. That night, As Elder Jinchi admired the jeweled Kasaya, he lamented why he didn't possess such a beautiful garment. At that moment, one of his disciples, Guang, hatched a sinister plan. He suggested that if Tang Sanzang and Sun Wukong were to accidentally die in a fire, then the Kasaya would rightfully belong to Elder Jinchi. To claim the Kasaya for himself, Elder Jinchi tacitly agreed to Guang's treacherous scheme. Guang and his fellow disciple, Guangmo, instructed the other monks to bring kerosene to the meditation hall where Tang Sanzang was staying and pour it around the area. The monks carried out their plan stealthily, but the commotion was noticed by the white dragon horse, who warned Sun Wukong from a distance. Sensing something was amiss, Sun Wukong transformed into a monk to infiltrate their ranks and gather information about their plot. Upon discovering that Elder Jinchi planned to set fire to kill him and his master to possess the jeweled Kasaya, an enraged Sun Wukong flew to the heavenly palace to borrow the fire-repelling hood from the heavenly king Guang. He then placed the hood over the meditation hall where Tang Sanzang was sleeping. The fire quickly spiraled out of control. Initially, the monks only intended to burn down the hall where Tang Sanzang was, but the blaze grew so intense that it engulfed the entire Guanyin temple. The meditation hall protected by the hood remained completely unharmed. Guang urgently approached Elder Jinchi, urging him to escape. In the chaos, however, Elder Jinchi realized that the jeweled Kasaya had vanished without a trace. After losing both his Guanyin temple and the jeweled Kasaya, Elder Jinchi was overwhelmed with shame. Unable to cope, he tragically took his own life, ultimately being consumed by the flames. A once great monk lost his life due to his greed. The jeweled Kasaya was stolen by the Black Bear Guai, who had targeted him from the start, and the Black Bear Guai was actually friends with Elder Jinchi. I will be updating the video on the Black Bear Guai soon. If you want to see the continuation of Journey to the West, please remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future updates on my series. Thank you. Elder Jinchi's ability to live to 270 years old may have been due to the longevity spells taught to him by the Black Bear Guai. In Black Myth Wukong, Elder Jinchi encounters the Black Bear Guai in his youth. Instead of devouring him, the Black Bear Guai gives him a bag of gold and silver treasures, possibly sparking Elder Jinchi's greed at that moment. The fire at Guanyin Temple spiraled out of control, not due to a miscalculation by the monks, but because Sun Wukong later admitted to Tang Sanzang that he had fanned the flames. Perhaps, at that moment, Sun Wukong still lacked a compassionate heart. He would repay others' ill treatment with even greater severity. Tang Sanzang aimed to cultivate Sun Wukong's compassion, but at that time, there was still a long way to go.
百卷情，千万缘，色与空，弹指间。轮回路，有万次劫，求不得，闭上眼，一生功名忙如烟，浮 尘落花冠不绝，涅槃究竟寻常事，有情处不远。口中念，心中言，现世报却方便。修行路无名尽，幡动时莫等闲。一生功名情如烟，最苦人物在少年。最是因祸情失眠，谈真挚看见。
师父，徒弟还是想不明白，出家人尘缘已断，心海尽干，长老他为何偏偏放不下一件衣裳？
若不披上这件衣裳，众生又怎知我尘缘已断，心海尽干
？If you enjoy my channel, please help by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you next time.